Hello, everyone. My name is Victoria Radnothy with Pickleball.com, and I am chatting today with WWE broadcaster Jackie Redmond and her husband Emmett Blois, who turned their passion for pickleball into a really cool clothing company. Let's get started. How long have you guys been playing pickleball? What's your backstory?
We first heard about pickleball and we were
In Florida.
yeah, we were living in Florida for a month and we heard people playing pickleball down by the beach, and that's kind of where I was like, yeah, I think this looks kind of fun. So I went and bought us some paddles. Didn't know the rules, didn't know anything, just we were just hitting the ball around. And then we came back home, just started playing more and really kind of fell in love with it and dragged Jackie into it. And yeah, it's something that we can do together now.
Yeah, he went first. And then I was on the road for work and he was like, oh, we started playing like pickleball every day. He just kept saying he was at a place called the Cougar Dome. And I was like, what is that? Like, it doesn't sound like a pickleball place. It's a great tennis facility in Truro, Nova Scotia, tennis and pickleball. But he was there like every day. And so then when I came home, he was like, you have to come to open play. You have to try. Like, I know how to play now. Like, I'll teach you. So we went, and then we both just were obsessed ever since.
During this process of falling in love with pickleball, and it got me thinking, I was like, you know what? I want to make something cool for pickleball. And that's where Good Dink came in.
He like became super obsessed, and then he wanted to kind of make like a brand that was kind of inviting and welcoming and cool and like appealed to lots of different people. Yes. And you also just wanted like clothes for yourself to wear, like playing pickleball that he liked. We really, really drive home that the quality of our clothing is good. It's not just a fun logo on cheap material. And we got to shout out Shelly.
Yeah.
Shelly Redmond, my mom. She has been like an integral part of figuring out the material and the sourcing and the manufacturers and the style. Like, a lot of that is her doing like market research and then finding manufacturers that can actually make like bubble dresses for us and like different things that are trendy. And so like we have to shout her out in this because she like we would not even be to this point with our schedules if it wasn't for her. It's just like it's a family business right now. It's super grassroots, small.
Again, lots of learning for us here, but we're super excited where things are heading. And head over to gooddink.com and shop around, and we're excited to hear what you think of the clothing. So
describe Good Dink's aesthetic. What's the vibe of the brand and like the clothing?
I really think that the clothes are, we've talked about the quality, but I think in terms of like what the brand stands for, like this is a brand for the players. This is clothing that we want players to be comfortable wearing in game. So we have pro players out here that wear our stuff, and we're constantly asking them like, how was that t-shirt? You played in an outdoor tournament in the heat, you're sweating, like did it dry quick? Was it uncomfortable? Was it heavy? That sort of thing. And then we want to have a little edge, we want to be fun. Like our hoodie, we want to have color in our line. It's taking us a while to kind of get there, but we want to be sort of the fun, edgy pickleball crew. We do go out and like see what else is in the market and look at other brands that are popular and try to figure out kind of like what's working, but we also want to be ourselves and be different and kind of hit different targets, because pickleball is a very like wide ranging group of people, which is part of what we love about it. And we want everyone to we want to have something for everyone if we can. But again, like we're just starting out. Like our stock is in a room in our house, like down the hallway. We have a whole room. It's just stock. It's just like
in that room. I can see it in the.
No, we have boxes sitting over there of our
new
hoodies, which are like a hot pink. This is my new favorite item that we have. So this is our classic hoodie. We started with it in black, but the back has like a very big like Good Dink logo on it. And then the front is pretty plain, just says Good Dink in cursive. But the quality of the hoodie is like amazing. Like you've got a whole panel in the hood so that the hood isn't like tight on your head when sometimes as a girl, especially if your hair is even up back here and you put a hood on it, it's just like tight and doesn't fit right. And you feel like an Eskimo. Like this doesn't do that. It's looser. And it's got the front pocket, double pocket. There's like even a slot in here for like your phone or your keys, your card.
Oh, so cool.
It's a good hoodie. Yeah.
So, Jackie, I was looking at your Instagram before this, and it is so clear to me that you love fashion. So how fun is it to be kind of involved in like the design and decision making of these products that you're, I assume, going to wear on the pickleball court?
Yeah, I get in trouble if I'm not wearing Good Dink on the pickleball court. It's like
I'm like, what are you doing?
Like, where do you
what's
go?
going
What are you
on?
wearing that for? Where's the Good Dink? And
Yeah.
honestly, like now that our website is a little bit more together and ready, people will probably start to see a little bit more pickleball content on my page. I've just been waiting to actually have a place to direct people to kind of check out the stuff. But it's so fun. It's like my mom will tell me like, okay, I ordered this sample and that sample, so it's coming for you in your size, and I get to try it first. And so I am like the guinea pig of sorts. But as he knows, like I have no problem getting new clothes, and I have problems trying to find places to store the clothes.
So many clothes
But
here. So many clothes.
it is important though to have a passion for it, because like he doesn't know, what girls are wearing or what girls like or what it means to have like shorts under your skirt that are too tight or ride up or uncomfortable. And so like to have me here to kind of try it on, go play in it before we order 50 of them, I think is really important. And I've tried on some interesting styles. I have the bubble dress on right now, which isn't available yet because we weren't sure if the trend would stick or not. But we've had like a ballerina sort of esque, like almost like a little tutu dress come in, which is super cute, but I don't know if it's for everybody. But yeah, it's been super fun to kind of play in that realm. But again, like I have to give Shelly the credit because she sends me the lookbooks. She asks me like what colors I think are good, what dresses I think people in my like age bracket would be into. And then we kind of have to find like longer skirts for the older demographic and that sort of thing. But yeah, it's definitely fun. I always say when I go to tournaments, it's like I might not win a medal, but I will be the best dressed person here.
See, and I write the best dress list for the PPA tour, so that is literally right up my alley.
Yes, girl, I love that. I'm gonna have to like subscribe to that so I can see it every week because I love that.
That's our end goal, is to break into the PPA and have
Get some pros.
Yeah.
And so, Emmett, kind of similar question for you. What do you look for other than quality when it comes to just menswear for pickleball specifically?
A couple things. One is something that is breathable, durable, but also it's kind of neat. Like a lot of my like pickleball clothing are kind of almost multi-purpose. Like I just kind of picked up golf this year. Like I wear a lot of my Good Dink stuff to the golf course. I will say too, our logo looks like it could be, maybe it's a pickleball, maybe it's a golf ball. It's very close, So I think we've kind of had some interest there of people like, yo, like you need to do some golf stuff. I'm like, maybe. Like we're kind of looking down that, because a lot of golf and pickleball can be interchangeable. Like I wear, my pickleball stuff when I work out at the gym, like something that's kind of versatile. So I think that's important, especially like maybe not so much for the women. Maybe Jackie can talk on that, but us guys, like we'll wear the same article of clothing to the gym, to the grocery store. You know what I mean? Like we'll wear it all day long. So for me, I'm trying to find something that I can be comfortable in, something that I think looks good enough you could wear all day long, not just on the pickleball
And we
court.
do have like, I'm never going to wear a bubble dress to the gym, obviously, but we do have a couple of women's pieces that do double as like athleisure, if you will. Some of our sort of more feminine like one pieces or skirts that you can kind of double up and wear kind of out as well.
Yeah, I'm all about being functional,
That is absolutely true.
So I'm a functional guy, so
He's
like I'm looking up for my guys.
I'm aesthetics. That's it. Yeah.
Makes a good pair though.
Yeah, she'll change 5 times a day. I'm gonna wear the same thing all day long. So
So looking at the Good Dink Instagram profile, I saw that there was this really cool pickleball court featured a couple of times in those reels.
Yeah.
Is that in your backyard?
Yeah.
Our front yard, technically.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. What was that? That is the coolest court I think I've ever seen. It looks amazing. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was. I mean, we still got to do a few things. We got to put lights up. We got to put the fence around it. It's not quite done yet, but like first of all, we live out in the country. So you got to drive 30 minutes to get anywhere. If we put a court at the house, that means we can just play more pickleball.
Yeah.
So, and it made sense with the Good Dink brand growing. Like after we're done here, we're heading out on the courts. We've got some men's tops and bottoms we need to take photos of to get on the website. So we'll shoot our photos out there. It just kind of works for the brand really well. I had my 93-year-old grandmother out there the other day hitting around a pickleball, which was, pretty cool. So
We're very happy that we just took the plunge and did it.
Yeah.
And now we'll have it and we can drill whenever we want. And it's just right at literally 5 steps out of our front doors.
So I love to, whenever I meet people and they're a couple and they play pickleball together, and I know you guys have played in a tournament together too.
Mhm.
Some couples are like, oh my goodness, I could never play with my husband. He drives me crazy for whatever the reason. Other couples make it work. What's your dynamic like?
So we've only done one tournament. That was our first ever tournament play together because we couldn't play together for a very long time for multiple reasons. Number one, Emmett got really good really fast and I did not. So like it just wasn't a good mix that way. And then also I think, I would say the majority of couples have a hard time playing together just because, like when you're playing with, Johnny down the street, it's like, and he's like, hey, like, that's my forehand, that's my ball. You're like, okay, cool, whatever. But when it's your husband, you're like, yeah, well, I thought I had it or whatever, like you just like go back and forth a little bit. So we had to work through that. But honestly, like our tournament, how would you say it went? We didn't argue once.
Oh, tournament went really well.
We went really, and we won. We won.
Yeah.
We were undefeated.
Yeah, but I always tell people too because when we had played together in the past, I felt like and it's probably a lot of couples can relate to this. If I say something, okay, well, let's do this, or maybe we should do this, it doesn't come off as strategy. Sometimes it can come off as criticism because of our relationship. Where if she's if she's playing with just a random person, they're like, okay, we'll do this. Then it's just strategy because there is no relationship there other than pickleball. So like that's a separation. But I think that's the biggest thing for people to overcome. And I think too, like once we started communicating about like, okay, if we want to be successful playing together, kind of like
this is what we have to do.
This is what we have to do. Yeah. And I think we finally got to that point where it's like, hey, this is what I need to do. This is what you need to do. And like, let's just go out there. And at the end of the day, we're just having fun.
Yeah. I think we'll play again, probably.
So what is your advice to other couples who are trying to make it work playing pickleball together?
I would say the first thing for like women that are as competitive as I am, like I grew up playing different sports, hockey, baseball, basketball, like I did all of that. And I think in the very beginning when I wasn't watching pickleball TV, I don't think I had a full understanding of like how mixed was actually played and like understanding that the reality is, unless you're like Anna Lee Waters out there and you're way better than your male partner, like you aren't going to take up as much court. And like the guy has to kind of come over and poach and get involved and get in the mix. And I think I didn't fully get that at first. And once I realized that like, no, this is like how everyone plays mix. Like you are not going to be the exception here. You should probably and like, I think once I understood that and understood that we could be more competitive, if I just really dominated like my little 15% chunk on the right, that like we would be more successful. And so I started focusing on just getting really good at that. And I don't know, I would just say like understanding that there are roles, and when I play women's, my role is different. So
and I think too is just like having an honest conversation, be like, hey, we're on the same team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I think the biggest problems that couples face is that when they get on the court and like, let's say someone makes a mistake or something happens, if a partner says something like, let's say Jackie was like, oh, that was my ball. It has nothing to do with me making a mistake or taking that ball. It's probably because I didn't help with the dishes last night. You know what I mean? So it's like, it has something to do with the relationship. So it's like, if you can get to the point where like, hey, we both want to win. How can we best put ourselves in the best position? If I need to try to get involved, like these are some of the ways that I can, and just being like really good at communicating and, trying to separate the relationship and just play pickleball.
And I think too, like, honestly, we only did one tournament together, but I think because we had worked on that and didn't put ourselves in like a pressured situation until we actually knew that we were probably in a place where like I got better at pickleball and like it made sense, but also that we could actually like navigate it together. I think if you can as a couple, it almost becomes like an advantage or a strength, because then your communication is almost extra what it would be with a stranger or someone that like you just met playing pickleball a month prior to a tournament or something like that. So
yeah.
All right, and my final question is for Jackie. So, since you are a broadcaster and you're a friend of Pickleball TV's broadcaster, Michelle McMahon, from your perspective, how have you seen the pro pickleball game grow in popularity? And do you see it continuing to grow in popularity from your perspective?
Well, I mean, I hope that it continues to grow. I'll start with that. Once I got into pickleball, I would say even in the one, let's say like 1 year that I've been playing, I've noticed massive growth just in not the amount of people that go to the places that I play pickleball, but the demographic and the age range of people has changed even in just 1 year. So if it's like that in Nova Scotia, then I feel like that is multiplied big time across Canada and of course in the United States. So I do think it has potential. I see it growing on social media, but I hope that it does because I do think it's really fun to watch. Like I watch pickleball just as much as I play it. Like if he has a tournament and I'm not in it, I'll go spend a whole ass day just watching them play because I actually really enjoy watching it. And I think that the sport translates well to TV, right? Like I think the bigger it gets and the more money the sport is able to garner for itself, I think the broadcast will just get better and better. And Michelle's awesome at it. Like she's actually just so perfect for the role that she's in, and I'm very happy for her.
Please share, where can people follow you guys and where can they buy Good Dink?
Yeah, so we're on socials, Instagram.
At Good Dink.
Well, this was such a delightful conversation, you guys. I appreciate it so much just taking some time and chatting with me today. It was great.
No,
No problem
thanks
at
for
all.
having
That's
us.
fun.
We really appreciate the time and you kind of shining a light on us because we are we're like this is infancy stage for us. So we
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Shop Good Dink gear on their website, www.gooddink.com, and scan the QR codes on your screen to follow pickleball.com on Instagram or go straight to our website. I'll see you on the pickleball court.